Hi everybody, before we get into this interview, Everstake have asked me to quickly explain what's going on with their referral program. It's a way for you to make 50% on anybody that stakes under you. So basically you click on the referral link in the comments, then you can click skip guidelines, classic, use your desktop. Then basically what they need is two pieces of information when you restake. The first piece of information they need is going to be your Cosmos address. So you go to your Capital Wallet, click here and copy it. Paste in the box. Now what you need to do is go redelegate, and once you're redelegated, you go to mint scan, click on the transaction you just did, the transaction hash, copy it, paste it back, boom, there you go, done. If it seems a little bit complex, this is live. Now if you want to generate your own referral link for others, just click in the top right, generate your own referral link, boom, there you go. So without further ado, let's get into the interview.
Hi James, thanks for having us, and very much excited to talking about staking and Everstake and even our referral program. My name is Vlad. I'm head of growth at Everstake, and Everstake is the biggest decentralized staking service provider in the industry. We have been validating over 50 blockchain networks for the past 4 years, and I have been in the industry for the past 6 years.
Wow, big boys. And yourself, Vadim?
And hello, James. My name is Vadim. Currently, I'm a blockchain manager at Everstake, and I'm responsible for Cosmos segment in Everstake. Among my main responsibilities is keeping in touch with the community and keep my team informed about all significant events happening in the network, to do sometimes changes and to keep up a performance in a high level.
Yeah, you're a very big organization with your hands in lots of different places across the entire blockchain industry. I have been monitoring you guys for a while. How long have you guys been validating for?
Yeah, that's a funny story actually, because Everstake was born in crypto winter, and in 2017 we were building a crypto exchange, but we didn't quite like the business, so we decided to pivot towards staking in 2018. So we became one of the largest block producer on EOS, and then just started adding more and more blockchain networks. Now we run over 8,000 nodes, like for more than 50 blockchain networks, and just staking brings a lot of value to the end users and blockchain community. That's why we went for it.
So it started small, and then it's just built up to this massive kind of engine now. And how many people do you have in the company?
Sorry?
How many people do you have in the company?
Yeah, I was just about to say it. We have like over 120 people on board with like dozens developers and DevOps and a lot of community managers and like a lot of people. Sometimes I even don't know some of them, so it's like we hire so quickly. So I don't get the chance to meet everyone.
It's bigger than I thought. Vadim, did you want to say something?
Despite of crypto winter, we keep hiring even now.
Well, I mean, it keeps on developing, doesn't it? So if guys out there are looking for a job at Everstake, is it developers that you're looking for, guys?
We are looking for all kinds of persons, like marketing, developers, DevOps. Like, there are some validators. They rely on small validators. I mean, they rely on some DevOps that working 24 hours a day. And if something happens, they rely on a single guy who's like supposed to fix everything. And we have dozens of DevOps because that's how staking should work from our perspective. So yeah, and as Vadim said, there are some global blockchain companies that fire people now because of the bear market, and we keep hiring them because like we were prepared. We were born in a crypto winter. Now we are going to survive the bear market.
It's like Batman, born into the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I ask them what kind of mitigating tools you have to prevent downtime? So you're talking about like you need someone active 24 hours a day to make sure that you're preventing any issues occurring. What other tools do you have to make sure that you're consistently producing blocks?
First of all, we validate in more than 50 blockchains, as Vlad mentioned, and for every of those blockchains, we have dedicated DevOps, and every DevOps has assistant to help them for double check. And at the top of that, they have special tools, monitoring tools that are turned on for 24/7. And we have a special tool named RPC cluster that monitors peak loads of different blockchains and distribute resources in case of need.
Right, so it's not a simple setup, it's quite advanced, and you're also using very advanced tech that obviously require quite a lot of funding to acquire. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm guessing then, the next question was, what was the initial investment? I imagine that the investment now is quite high in the game.
Yes and no. It depends actually, because you can spend a few $100s on some cloud service and take it from there. But we have a different approach. We rely on bare metal servers only, and the team of thousands DevOps runs clusters of nodes consisting of validator node and then a few backup nodes. It all costs us, but we are sure that's the only way to ensure the best experience for our delegators. I'm afraid I cannot disclose all the
of course
revenue here or costs.
Of course, but safe to say it's expensive.
Us.
Safe to say it's expensive, and the maintenance is quite expensive, especially if you're using going through multiple blockchains. All right, so
and especially if you would like to create best experience for your delegators. If you don't want to rely on a single guy working 24 hours per day, 24/7, and then if you need to have a few teams of DevOps, then you need to pay them, and it costs us.
It's a business in a way. It is a business. So next question then, what makes you guys choose a specific blockchain to validate for? What goes into the decision process?
It's a good question, because every month we review from 20 to 50 blockchain networks. And in order to do so, we have a dedicated R&D team, research and development team. They collaborate with other teams, including DevOps, to pick up the networks which will make sense in terms of profitability for us. Mm-hmm. But we also pay a lot of attention to the community and technology. So our main focus here and main priority is to bring value to the community, to bring value to the ecosystem. That's why, to the entire blockchain community, that's why we need to be careful about what blockchain networks we validate and what blockchain networks we don't validate. It's a very difficult decision to make. Have a lot of people working on it. Yeah, I don't know. It's too difficult for me sometimes. So, but they know their job.
And, in some cases, we can make a decision to enter the blockchain, even if we couldn't get a big profit in it from the start. But we see that this blockchain has really good perspectives in the future and brings a lot of opportunities to the community of the blockchain as a whole.
It makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, ultimately, for profitability, you want to be adding a use case. So you've got your apps, you've got your development of your apps that can help the user, that delegate to you. But also, it's about choosing a blockchain that's future-proof, right? And I guess that's why you chose the Cosmos. Because I pretty much think the Cosmos is future-proof. I'm kind of all in on the Cosmos, if you will. Did you agree when the Everstake moved into the Cosmos? Do you think it has quite a bright future?
Yes, we are really glad to support Cosmos ecosystem and Cosmos-based chains because we believe that it will keep developing really strong. And you have noticed what a boost was caused by IBC when it was launched, and I believe that interchain security will bring another boost.
I'm excited about that too. I think that that might be the catalyst to boost Atom considerably in value, but that's yet to be seen, isn't it? Because that is some quite advanced technology, very similar to Polkadot parachains, and definitely can add some strength to the Cosmos as a whole. So I'm quite excited about that. And also interfluid staking with Osmosis. I know they've taken a big hit recently in the market, but let's hope that their technology advances are also going to benefit the Cosmos in some way after the lunar decline. All right, moving forward then. What blockchains are the easiest to validate for? And which ones are the most difficult?
Question. Cosmos chains, I would say, because it's good
Yes.
ecosystem, it's great documentation, we love it, like just, it's very simple to go from one chain to another one, and the community, they all support, it supports us. And we have been doing a lot of user interviews recently, and I personally talked with some like Cosmos enthusiasts and also influencers, and they all are so supportive. It's so great to be here in the Cosmos ecosystem. So it's like pretty easy to validate. I mean, like for guys like us who has some experience, a lot of nodes, a lot of people on board. But it's also like great because we know that there are some people that value it, that we bring value to them and they appreciate it.
Mm. So which one's the most difficult then?
Good question. Another one. So as you said, we support more than 50 blockchain projects, right? So actually, no problems for us at all. But at the same time, it could be a bit difficult for a new validator to join the network if there is, for example, a practice of slashing or different penalties or like anything like this, So like the higher requirements are, it's more difficult for them to join. The chances like a small validator, new validator can like deal with them is like lower. And I would say that it could be also difficult to validate blockchain networks which are based on breaches. So for example, Solana, Ethereum, Chainlinks, and networks like this, because you just need to launch a lot of RPC nodes for every breach, and it requires quite a lot of resources.
Well, yeah, and bridges are very vulnerable, as we keep seeing. They keep getting hacked. I mean, I was a big fan of Harmony, the Harmony network a while ago, and a bridge recently has been hacked for $100 million. They're only offering $1 million to the culprit to get their $100 million back. So I'm not sure they'll be very successful with their 1% offer. And yeah, so it's kind of bridges are difficult all around, not just for the validators, but for the users and then for security. Even Vitalik talked about how he doesn't think bridges are the way forward in the future.
I wouldn't say that they're really vulnerable. You're right when you say that it's quite difficult to launch bridges and then like to maintain them. For example, we have been in the wormhole ecosystem for a while, and we are the team that has been working in the Terra bridge for wormhole, and we know like how it works from inside down. And when they have had some problems, with you would call it vulnerability, they just paid for it, so they're responsible. So it's a question of whether a project that develops a bridge is responsible or not, rather than like bridges itself. There are always risks. It's important to manage them. It's like now, as we discussed it just like a few minutes ago, a lot of blockchain companies, they fire people, and some companies like Everstake, they hire people. It's all about risk management. You need to like, after the bull market, the bear market always comes the bear market, right? So you need to prepare yourself.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's technology. It's a new technology. It's always difficult.
Some of my good friends are traditional investors, and what they always say to me is more important than anything is risk management. You have to be able to mitigate risk. And that's why I always advocate people not just investing in crypto, but traditional stocks, housing, commodities, maybe not gold right now though. I don't know if you saw that there's a new supply of gold which is which has been found somewhere in Africa that's supersedes all the current world supply of gold. So that's going to put a lot of downward pressure on prices. But yeah, it's definitely important to like split your investments. And during this bear market, it is stressful for many organizations. I fully agree with that. But with bridges, yes, it depends on the responsibility of the company that's made the bridges, and it depends on how much they can update the bridges. And even organizations that don't use bridges can still get hacked. We saw recently with the update of Osmosis, there was a hack. It was quickly found out where when you deposited money into the liquidity pools and took it back out again, you had 1.5 times, and then you could just keep doing that. One validator got caught doing that. There was a lot of drama with that, if you remember. So yeah, lots of organizations are open to vulnerability. All right, let's not just bridges. So let's move on then.
Staking is not.
Staking is safe. Yeah,
staking is the safest option here. Yeah, because
unless somebody gives out their keys, and you're finding more and more people just giving out their keys by accident, or they're getting tricked into connecting their wallet to a dodgy guy. It is becoming more common, but even that can be fixed now, right? Because if you contact the right, for example, member of the Osmosis team, they will be able to run a piece of code that as soon as it's taken out of the liquidity pool, bang, it gets put into a different wallet before the hacker can get access to it. So yeah, there is definitely some extra layers of safety with staking, but not 100% safe if someone gives away their key.
Yeah, so not your keys, not your coins actually. And like there is always a possibility that you could like lose your keys or something. But it's not about staking, because like we don't own any private keys, and the fact that you could lose them, it doesn't mean that you should trust, I don't know, some custody or crypto savings account. We all like heard some recent news about how they work and like how they can hold some funds in there, and you will be frustrated and so on and so forth. We do a lot of user interviews now, and what I can say is that people are sick and tired of banks. All those savings accounts, they would like to control their money. And even if they trade or yield farm, staking provides them with some freedom and make them calm. This is something that they like keep telling us, because like one of the guys, he's from Turkey actually, and I had an interview with him maybe day before yesterday, and he said like, I trade a lot, like I'm a millionaire or something, and staking, it allows me to feel myself calm, because like when I trade and if I lost all the money, I still have some like rewards from staking, and it feels like it feels right to me. So yeah, I would say that staking is the greatest technology in crypto, and it's not vulnerable.
Yeah, it's energy saving as well. It's pretty good technology, and it's a really welcome advancement in the space, definitely, especially seeing as the user interfaces are improving all the time. So let's go on to the next point then. What do you think is the greatest emerging technology right now in crypto? I know that you just mentioned staking. Is that what you want to stick with, or do you think that like interchain security or something else is going to take precedent over this?
I would stick to staking, because like I'm a big fan of staking and I represent a staking business here. But we, like as I said, we were building a crypto exchange, but then we realized that staking can bring more value to the users. So we pivot towards staking. It's not like about money for us, or it's not about, I don't know, some trendy business. It just, we saw that it brings a lot of value to the users. And now we are speaking with our users, and they all are so satisfied with staking. They have a lot of, like, let's take, for example, I don't know, yield farming,
yeah,
or crypto savings accounts. There are a lot of, like, they all worried about it. They have had a bad experience. Like they lost money, and when we are speaking about staking, they all are happy, because like it's like you hold your cryptocurrencies, you earn some extra passive income, and now we're introducing this referral program because we see that they would like to have some stability, so that we would like to provide them with an opportunity to earn even more passive income. So yeah, staking for sure.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and I do quite like it. I mean, I was using Osmosis for a long time, and I was putting all my staking rewards into other assets. So it was kind of interesting, right? Because most assets have lost about 80% in value at the moment. But because I was only investing my staking rewards in those assets, and they all went down together, so the kind of the value is relatively equal still. You know, the proportion. So it's actually still pretty chill for me in many ways, because I do expect these assets to go up in value eventually, because obviously I believe in the Cosmos, and I think it's incredible with the consensus and just the IBC, as we mentioned before, and later interchain security. So many wonderful things are happening. So moving forward then, yeah, sorry.
I would want to add that the weak thing about liquidity pools is permanent losses. So you never know when you face them.
True.
and you don't have them in staking.
Yeah, until you have, I mean, it's still in its early stages, but with Osmosis, from the liquidity pools now, you're able to do superfluid staking, where you can put only 25% though, 25% of your Osmosis, you can stake that. On top of that, that does mitigate some of the impermanent loss, but still, they're trying to advance that now where you're going to be able to stake both assets at the same time. And I think that will definitely be a game changer, you know, where you can really seriously mitigate those losses. Because the only incentive to put in liquidity pools is the large returns, the temporary large returns, when they're incentivized. So it would be great to incentivize them a bit further and mitigate that. All right, so let's move forward then. All right, maybe I should have asked this earlier, but what general rules do you follow for the Cosmos? I mean, let's think about commission. What's your kind of rule on downtime? Do you always try to go for 100% no downtime, always uptime?
Yeah, you know that during our validating experience in Cosmos, we have never faced any slashing or downtime. So our uptime is sustainable and is about 100% always.
Very reliable then.
Everything is possible thanks for measures that I mentioned about our DevOps, assistance, nodes, backup nodes, and automatic tools to monitor it for 24/7. And what concerning regarding the commission, we believe that 5% is a fair commission. It is pretty low in comparison with other validators, and it is just enough to cover our costs and allow our delegators to profit of their staking.
It's quite interesting, the 5% rule, because I've seen basically anytime a new organization comes out on the Cosmos, they always like to offer airdrops, because airdrops are also very good for marketing. They help people understand the product, a very, very valuable marketing tool. And a lot of these airdrop organizations, they tend to not give airdrops to 0% validators. They give airdrops to validators that do charge a commission, because they want validators to be funded. Now, that's one of the benefits of going with a validator that charges a commission. So when you have a 0% commission validator, it's clear they're losing money. How do other validators feel about a validator charging 0%?
I think that zero commission is not a good point because it means that the validator has a lack of experience and he couldn't be trusted as Everstake, as a notable validator and with a proven track of good performance. So it is, it's a tricky marketing tool. That's it.
It doesn't sound right, and it's not fair, guys. Because let's take an example of Uber, for example. When they enter the market, what they do, they pay a lot of money to drivers. They charge their clients less, and then from time to time, they charge decreasing the money they pay to the drivers and increasing the rates for the end users. And here we go. You don't charge commission, so you don't basically earn anything. And then you just put it not 5%, like 6%. I don't know. I'm just guessing,
yeah.
Right? And your users just end up paying the very same price. Like they don't pay commission for a few months, right? Or for a year. It depends on the validator. If you have a lot of venture capital, then you can afford this. But at the end, it's like, it's not fair. Come on, like it's a competitive market, and like this is, yeah, but there are a lot of things you can compete with. That's why we decided to launch this referral program. Sorry about that. I'm just chilling it too much, but it's like we don't want to decrease our commission. We just want our delegators to be able to earn more, like 50% of our revenue constantly. And we are not going like to take this money back. We are not going to increase our commission. We just like provide more opportunities for them to earn, unless they bring some users to us, because staking is still a business, and we all should understand that. Because like, if you don't pay commission now, you're going to pay it later. Maybe you will save a few like dollars or $100, but at the end you will end up being with a validator that doesn't provide a good service, or validator that like has some other problems. So like, yeah, be responsible. You should
ultimately they will have to pay the price due to the fact that they are making a loss, and usually it is a classic market penetration technique, a loss leader technique, where they go in, make a loss at the start, gather some clients, and then boom, increase it. And they can increase these commissions overnight. It has been done. I think some validators got heat for increasing from 5 to 20 overnight recently. I'm not going to name any names, but they did get called out. So yeah, it can happen, and I agree that eventually that price must be paid once they're heavily in the market. So then next, in a similar way, how do you feel about validators giving away NFTs?
I think that this is think about NFT is overestimated, and NFT as a technology is at the very start of its journey, because while we have just funny cats in NFTs and piece of some art, I don't think that it will be valuable with time. But I know that just now there is a development in this direction to make NFT more strong and more functionable. In case of tokenization of traditional assets in NFT and its interchain compatibility. So you could use the same NFTs in Cosmos ecosystem and then move it to Ethereum and vice versa. So when we face those changes, I think that it will be much more valuable. And for now, NFT is about 80% of it is marketing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is ultimately a competitive environment, validating, and everybody can provide a different service to different people, and winner takes all. And now, saying that, how do you feel about a validator that has more than 5% of the voting rights? Because ultimately, if people don't decide to vote and they let the validator vote on their behalf, validators can become quite powerful when they vote on proposals. Do you think there should be a limit on those voting rights at all?
I think it depends. Because, for example, in Cosmos, together more than 50% of voting power, you must gather, I think, about 60 validators together. So it's quite decentralized, I think. But if we talk about, for example, Solana, where we we are the first validator by the stake and delegators, so there is such a problem. That is why there was designed a staking pool. When the delegator's stake is distributed among the group of validators in sake of decentralization.
No, I just want to say that like we really are into the decentralization. As Vadim said about Solana and liquidity liquidity pools. We also develop our own product, liquidity staking product called Everstake, so that we like try to diversify those risks and allow and provide delegators with an opportunity to delegate their stake to a few validators at once. And those few validators, they are not top validators in Solana. So this is important. When we see that there is a problem and risk of like centralization of network, we make an effort. And yeah, this is very important, and we are going to do so.
Understandably, there is a trade-off between centralization and decentralization, and there are some maxes on both sides, you know, because ultimately centralization from banks, even though some people hate it, it does offer security. For example, in the UK, if you get scammed, you're insured up to £70,000 per bank account. That's great. In crypto, you don't have such insurance because it's not centralized and not backed by governments. However, with crypto, the nature of decentralization's aim is kind of to have a more equal voting process, but ultimately it does depend on how often people participate in that voting, delegators participate in that voting, and how much power validators have, and whether they're willing to decentralize enough. And you've just said that you like to keep it decentralized, so, and encourage other validators to get into the game. So I'm sure some decentralization maxis would be happy with that notion.
Yeah, we hope so. But that's right. That's how it should work, actually. We are in the blockchain space, and yeah, we need to make an effort. We need to decentralize the network and to make sure that everyone can benefit from it.
All right, so a really important question then, guys. Which blockchain do you think has the most potential for the future, and why? I know that I believe the Cosmos, and I love the Cosmos, but don't let my thoughts influence your thoughts, all right? You can be free to say whatever you want, and please give reasons why.
Yes, we also love Cosmos, but as we validate over 50 blockchain networks, we can be biased here, really. So it's like we believe that there will be at least 5 blockchains that will solve all the needs that users have in the future. And now it's not like, it's a competitive market, right? So we are trying to figure out which blockchains there will be the most popular in the future.
Yeah, so we're looking for a combination of decentralization, scalability, speed, and what else are we looking for? Well, good
community.
Community, yeah, community, and loads of developers coming onto the chain. We know that this year the Cosmos has 70% more developers working on it, which is absolutely sensational. That's exactly what we need to. You go where the developers go, really, don't you?
Yes, that's right. I think that Cosmos is a great chain, but I cannot be very.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Maybe, Vadim, what do you think?
I think that Solana is also a great blockchain because of its mechanism of proof of history. So it allows to scale rapidly. And I think it's really potential.
Yeah, I mean, the speed of Solana is meant to be incredible.
Yeah, and we are the biggest validator on Solana, so we quite like it as well.
Yeah, well.
And the community is amazing. So, like, I like Solana, I like Cosmos, and I like a few more, like a lot of blockchain networks. And just like time will tell.
Different blockchains solve different problems. So some blockchains even can't be compared with.
Understandable, yeah. I mean, Solana also has a huge user base. You know, it's gained a lot of publicity and traction. It has a few DDoS attacks recently, which have caused a little bit of disruption. But generally, it seems to still be doing pretty well. Well, not in terms of token value, but in terms of traction and in terms of marketing.
Yeah, exactly. But we are not talking about token value here. It's like the bear market. So we can talk about the technology, about the community, about like what to do in order to bring value to the community and ecosystem. So it's not always about pump and dump. It's like more about value. We are here to bring value to the community, and we know that like there are a lot of great projects that aim at bringing value to the community. So yeah, it's good that we can think of it now. So like we are not very much focused on this pump and dump things.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, during this time, it's kind of good. They call it kind of market clearing, where a lot of the less useful tokens tend to die out and like have little liquidity left at the end. And it's the ones that actually have a use case tend to survive. Unfortunately, some that have good use cases die as well. But it's a very interesting time when you see a bull market. What survives? What still maintains confidence? What still maintains, developers and development, and which ones don't? But then this is the final.
Yes.
Go on.
No, I was just trying to say that like you're 100% right, and it's super important because like if a project, if a company survives the bear market, it will bring even more value on the bull market in the future. So it's important to see who survives and who doesn't, and that's what we are going to do. I mean, like to survive the bear market and keep our fingers on the to see who survives else and doesn't.
It's a fun game, isn't it?
Fun game, yeah, but pretty expensive one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's tough. All right, so then, final question for you then. Where do you see the Cosmos in 5 years?
Oh, I even don't know where I see myself in 5 years, and now you're asking about Cosmos. It's like blockchain and 5 years, come on, it's just like so quick and like it develops rapidly in 5 years. Yeah. What do you think?
I knew you was going to say that. What do you think? Yeah, I knew you was going to throw that back at me. I see. Well, you saw DYDX recently came over to the Cosmos, right, from the Ethereum network. I think
great projects.
I think a lot of good projects are going to see the speed, scalability, and quality of the Cosmos ecosystem, and with the IBC technology, and I think that, and also obviously the interchain staking, and I think that this might potentially be the crack in the big door that we need to make sure the Cosmos really takes off. I see a lot of apps porting themselves over because I think that a lot of apps don't really want to be layer 2. I think they want to be layer 1, and I think they want their own governance. And you can only get that that level of sovereignty with all the other added features on the Cosmos. So that's where
Sounds
I see
like
it.
a plan.
I see it.
Yeah,
I see it rising.
I agree that Cosmos is incredible in terms of scalability and development, and probably any application could run Cosmos in near future. So we probably can see some traditional business involved in blockchain with Cosmos assistance, and I think the sky is the limit. So. Yeah,
it is.
Especially with the interchain security launch.
Yeah, and I think that also the secret network. I think that people are about 3 to 5 years behind understanding that their Bitcoin address is either completely anonymous or completely open. They don't understand that it's 0 or 100. If they link that to your name, they can see every transaction you've ever done, unless you obviously convert to Monero and convert back. But if it's through secret and you convert to S-secret, no, whatever you do inside that entity is completely hidden. And I think that they are kind of the Ethereum of secrecy. They're on the Cosmos, and I think that applications like that have a head start in the game are ones that are eventually going to be the ones that people move to and migrate to.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what I can say for sure is that like I speak with the so many people in the Cosmos ecosystem right now, and they all are very positive about about Cosmos and its future. And this is very important. When community believes in the project, then they are ready to contribute to it, and then there is a future. So that's why we are here. That's why we are talking with you, because we see future in Cosmos, and would like to make sure that we can contribute to the ecosystem as well. And that, like, as the staking provider, we'd like to make sure that our delegators and just like prospective delegators, they can earn passive income with us while waiting for the future. You know, it's at 5 years. It's like a good opportunity to earn some extra passive income with staking.
Absolutely.
You're holding.
Absolutely, and I'll certainly leave in my link down below regarding that. But yeah, it's been absolutely awesome speaking to you guys today. I learned a lot, and I really enjoyed speaking to you again. Do you have anything you want to say at the end, or are we out?
I wanted to add that Everstake has been with Cosmos from the very beginning of its mainnet, and we really contributed a lot in Cosmos, starting with the first on-chain explorer for Cosmos Hub, namely cosmoscan.net, where you can find anytime all crucial metrics in terms of market, of staking, validators, and so on, with a lot of convenient graphs. And another contribution was that we designed for our website is a Cosmos dashboard. So you could easily sign in to Everstake.one and add your Cosmos address and enjoy convenient statistics displayed in graphs and find all your staking record.
Okay, I'll leave a link to that down below. That sounds very useful. It's always great when you know, professional level people come into the industry and they create applications that add to the usability of the Cosmos and actually, you know, contribute to creating a better tech environment for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Vadim is doing my job, actually. Such a schiller here. Yeah, like I'm a person, but Vadim is doing my job. I just want to say that we have more products and we are working on more products for the ecosystem. And it's just because we feel like our job is appreciated here. And we would like to stay and to bring even more value to the ecosystem. And I'm really, it was great talking with you, James, about Cosmos and staking, and it was like, we'll be happy to come again and to
absolutely. Let's do this 6 months down the line and see where we're at.
I was going to say that don't forget about our referral program. One of the reasons we are here is that, like, our referral program, just like delegate, redelegate to Stake in a few minutes, create your referral links and start enjoying passive income. Like 50% of our revenue, they're like, it's the very first program in the ecosystem, not only the Cosmos ecosystem. There are no validators that have such kind of programs, and we would like to give back to the community, and of course, like, to become bigger. We are like 100% straightforward here. It's good to be honest, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we would like to bring value and also like to earn in the long term and become bigger so that we can develop more great products for the ecosystem. That's how it works. Everything is interconnected.
And I would like to add one more thing about the referral program, that it could be considered like a convenient tool for non-crypto people to enter the staking.
Yeah, exactly.
And Cosmos, and think of Cosmos and lead to Cosmos mass adoption.
Yeah, I'll be sure to put a link at the bottom of the video for anybody that wants to start staking with Everstake. And it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you guys today. Really enjoyed the conversations, and I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Likewise. Thanks a lot for having us.
Yeah, have a good evening.
Fun.